the situation was realized. They immediately called 911 for help. The next morning, firefighters found the divers, who were also firefighters, to carry out the rescue, although it would be more accurate to say it was a retrieval operation. The divers were 34-year-old Rusty Hauber and 37-year-old Charlie Mestaz. Like the previous two, they had only received recreational diving training and had little experience with the Hongxi pipe. When they were notified, Hauber hesitated at first, but eventually decided to go, even though he had been denied leave. Hauber and Mestaz were the ones sent to rescue, with two others providing support from the outside. They carried an air tank that would last about an hour, and Mestaz also brought a small emergency tank, which was similar to the equipment used by the previous divers. The plan was to retrieve the bodies and bring them back to the surface, expecting the operation to take around half an hour. At the 20-minute mark, they found the bodies of the previous divers and began pulling them out. As they were about to leave, they checked their dive meters and were shocked to see that their air supply would last only another 10 minutes. This situation was identical to what had happened with the previous divers. They abandoned the bodies and swam out in panic, but Hauber's air tank ran out first. Mestaz shared his emergency tank with him. A few minutes later, the two support divers noticed the lack of bubbles on the water's surface and immediately jumped in to investigate. About 10 minutes later, they found Hauber and Mestaz just 61 meters from the exit. Hauber was motionless, and his regulator had fallen from his mouth. Mestaz still had his regulator, but he had lost the ability to move. The support divers quickly dragged them towards the exit. After reaching the surface, the emergency phone call was made, and attempts to revive them were carried out. Unfortunately, Hauber had no vital signs. He was later confirmed dead. Mestaz was taken to the hospital but remained in a coma for 3 days before passing away. The authorities checked their equipment and found no leaks, and the air mix was normal, but the tanks were empty. On the same day that Mestaz passed away, the Zilla city government drained the Hongxi pipe, and the bodies of the first two divers were found. Their equipment was also intact, but their tanks were empty. The police were surprised to find that the 3 cars were actually closer to the eastern section of the canal, where it would have been much easier to retrieve them. But for some reason, the authorities insisted on dealing with it from the irrigation side, which might have been due to poor equipment access. The biggest question surrounding this incident was, if the air tanks were supposed to last an hour, why did they all run out after just half an hour? Cave diving experts quickly provided an answer. The divers had consumed the air too